With Amex Gold, you earn 4 times membership rewards points.
How's it going, everybody? I love when the game hands you the car at full speed in the corner in the dirt. It's just brilliant. The volume levels and stuff. I try to get the game volume a little bit less than my voice so people can hear me, but still feel pretty immersed like I am. Let's mess with the roll center offset. I keep increasing that. It keeps helping, so keep going until it doesn't work right. We do our own tuning. We don't download other people's tunes. Let's see. It's up here, I think. Roll center offset. Am I missing it? There we go. Let's go extreme. It should really turn now, and you need it on this track. Only problem is I gotta make sure I don't oversteer, spin out. Don't have traction control on, so no ABS, no wing, so it's a little sketchy. Here's the factory wing. I've got it to where it doesn't take any speed off the top end, so it's, despite its looks, it has no angle to it. It's flat. Those changes should help on those super tight technical corners more than anywhere, where you really have to turn the wheel a whole lot. Looks like the front brakes might be too tight, or the tires are a little cold still. Hello. I run GT3 in some other games, but in this I run S-Class. But you're welcome to join me anytime. And of course, you could run whatever. Right now I'm doing multi-class, so you could run any of those, but it only goes up to S-Class. I don't think I have a car ready for GT3. I spend 99% of my time in S-Class. That's my favorite. And right now, the regular S-Class just closed up until they open it up again. So we're spending more time in multi-class than anywhere else. Yeah, if you want to join me, all you got to do, you can see my name maybe in the top left corner, Melon Popper 7067. Melon Popper 7067. It's got 2 L's. And my front brakes are too tight. I made some suspension changes, and now the front brakes are cranked up too high, so it's locking up pretty easily. But yeah, just add me on your Xbox app, and then let me know when you've done that if you haven't already. See if anybody's.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, nothing new on the Xbox app yet, but yeah, just let me know once you've added me when you can. Whoops. So, yeah, I'll go just practice and then we'll.
Questo.
It's always. I don't know who that was talking. It's always a French guy, seems like. Weird. Let's see. We gotta look at the braking. Back off the brake pressure a little bit. Probably gonna have to go down a couple ticks if I had to guess. Look. Wish I could figure out who's talking so I can mute him.
I'm better. Non vincerò, però.
Giant Diaz. Okay, dude. Very cool. Alright, back to the race. Steering wheel's resetting. Make sure it's tight all the way. A little more turn in it. I have to lubricate the threads. It seems like it's binding before it gets tight, causing the wheel to lose connection sometimes and reset mid-race, and suddenly it won't be able to shift. I don't know if I got some trash in the threads or something. Not sure why it's suddenly going to bind up like that. It's really strange. Batman, the old Batmobile. Let's see this tire temp before yeah, tires are up to temp. It just does not want to stop. There goes my steering wheel again. Man, what's going on with this thing? I don't know if I can get any done. Man, it's really. I should not have to use that much force to tighten. That's crazy. Trying to set my brake pressure, and I keep having to mess with the wheel. Pretty sure the oh, is that dooming? That's dooming. Not sure if I got that roll center too much or not yet. Could be, could be. Alright, let's test the brakes now that the tires are hot. Good spot up here. Maybe a smidge. Which, if they're having trouble when it's going straight, yeah, it'll be bad when I'm turning. Too much tire pressure. Too much brake pressure. Yeah, brake. Still locking up. Jeez. Sensitive. Do not want to be locking it up while I'm trying to make it turn. With the brakes on, you know? What is the computer doing with my car? It's so fun. Very slippery. One more shot at it here. Look good on the straight, but it's the turns under braking that's this right here is what's really important. Give it a shot. See how it goes. See some new people came into the streams. Streaming on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch today, as usual. So, hello to each platform. Oh, there's Hurricane. Hey, what's up, dude? I didn't see you in there. This is the first race after I woke up, so but I'll probably send out some invites after this race, so scoop you guys up if you want to get in the same lobby. What you driving there, Porsche? Oh, okay, nice. RSR. And then Dooming that races with us, he's in here too. He's rocking Roberto's tune on the 350R. That should be a good tune-up. I got a Chaparral in here too. And a Ramon tune on here. Cool. Should be a good race. It's nice to have some friendly faces in the race because I know you guys won't be trying to run me off the road like the rest of them. So, chance for success of staying on the road is gone up exponentially. Just having you guys in there with me. That's 2 less. I need to clean my monitor. Come do that in a minute. Something splash. I got up on the monitor a little bit. It looks like you in front of me, maybe. All right. Have a good race. Old tires, I wouldn't hardly stop. Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh, jeez, I just lost 10 spots. Shit. Shitty start. I lost all the position up to the very back. Can't turn on the grass when the grass is in a turn, you know? You're just screwed. Whoa. Tires are still cold a little bit.
Why is this game not ghosting people that go 10 miles off the track and just rejoin at half a mile an hour?
Pro gamer. watching him and followed him instead of watching the road. I can't see. Oh, too sharp. Log jam. Whoa. That was unexpected. It just decided it was going to change lanes for me. Got to get used to that new suspension change. I think hopefully I didn't go too far with it. It is at the extreme. Maybe I have. It's twisting like I want, but I think it's maybe too much, too easily. So I used to have to turn the wheel a whole lot to get it to turn. Now it doesn't take as much, and I'm overdoing it sometimes on accident. Now don't watch those guys. A lot of them will take you right off the road if you follow them. Clicked it into third a little bit early there just to make sure we didn't spin out of this corner. Not spin out, but spin the wheels out of the corner. Yeah, it's the first time we made that corner. We're up 3 seconds from our best lap. That's huge, so that's just how bad those laps were. They're awful. Spinny. Up 4.5 seconds from our best lap. See if we can maintain that. Biggest problem I have with that running traction control is when I leave it, exit a corner, I really want it to get going and I end up giving it a little bit too much throttle and then it just spins and goes sideways. So if we can modulate that throttle out of the corners, we'll be good. The rest of it I think we're okay. Relax, go easy. Smooth is faster than erratic driving. If we can keep it from getting out of shape, it'll be quicker. I think we got our ABAs pretty close to ideal, but I'm concerned about when tires are cold, it'll be a problem always, but I don't tune based on cold tires typically. But hard braking and cornering is where it might still be a little bit too tight for that. Too much brake pressure. It's very easy to lock them up. And I fear that as the tires get warm, if I don't stay in the rubber, it could be locking up real easy. I know the tires are still in pretty good shape, but it's getting to the point where you start noticing that it doesn't brake quite as well as it was initially. I really need to adjust for that in real time. This guy's pretty fast. See if we can use him in the draft. Got the fronts hot, unfortunately. But I went easy on the brakes right before the entry of the corner so they would cool off just in time. So that worked out pretty good. Like Hurricane got stuck in traffic. It happens sometimes. It's so twisty it's difficult to pass unless somebody just makes an egregious error. And it's dangerous to try to push it past them. End up going faster than the tires can handle and go right off the road in the next corner. So sometimes it's better to just be patient and wait for an opportunity instead of trying to force an error. Okay. 8-minute mark. A lot of guys with the soft tires are going to pit. Those of us with the harder tires with less grip are going to, our tires are still in good shape. So way too wide there. Let's try not to totally blow it here. Good recovery. That could have been completely off the grass. I missed my braking point while I was talking. I usually stop at the 400 mark and I stopped at the 300, so that puts us way too deep in the corner to get set up properly to turn it. Moving right along. Ease into the throttle. Ease into the brake. Car gets so light going over hills. It's a light car anyway. Jump the hills and there's no braking in the air. That's not the corner I thought it was. Way sharper than I was anticipating in there. Thought it was this corner. This one here. This one can carry more speed in. Yeah, it's spinning in third gear. Jeez. Really gotta have the wheel straight before you go full throttle. It's been a good warm-up race. Very challenging, that's for sure. Whoop, yanked that wheel a little bit too much there. I think the Porsche is pretty good through those sections, the twisties. I just wish Forza had adjustable traction control instead of on or off. Because in other games they have a range from 0 to 5 or 0 to 12 or 15 depending on the car. And they have 3 stages of traction control, because you don't always want full traction control. That's why I turn it off in Forza, because it's just too much. It's safe, but not fun. I don't feel like I'm in control. Really don't want to be on the paint. It's usually pretty slippery. Some tracks are really bad about that. Go ahead and go into second so we can get after it without spinning too bad. I'm going easy on the braking because I don't want to have hot tires on the front from locking them up and then go into a hairpin. That's like terrible. It'll just refuse to steer. trying to carry a little more speed through there, but car got sideways and then you're all set up for the next turn incorrectly. Yeah, this is the hairpin. I forgot that one earlier. Just ran right through it. Let's go ahead and go to third so we can go ahead and give it the gas. I believe Mr. Hurricane's going to get me on this one. Good race, guys. I couldn't catch a Hurricane. I tried. Good driving.
Yeah, it's got better since the last time.
That was good. GG Doomings. We'll scoop you guys up with an invite in just a minute here. If you want to continue racing with me. If anybody else wants to race in our Clean Racers group, there's about 100 of us. I'm the curator, Melon Popper 7067. Send me an invite on the Xbox app. Alright, let's go back so we can pick the guys up. Yeah. It's tricky when you turn it off, huh? I was struggling too. That's a tough track too. A lot of left rights and over hills and blind corners. You can't see them coming. And there's a couple times I was like, oh, this is the one that's you know, this radius. And it was like this radius. There's just no hope of making it. Get too deep into the corner. Oh, touring car, got you. Yeah, different animal, isn't it? Alright, let's send these invites out. Anybody watching can join if they like. Got too many here. It'll only send about 25 at a time. Alright, comfortably numb. Let's get him next. There he is. Sending some more invites out. I'll be just a minute here. And then we'll load in. And where were we? I figure out where I was. Ah. There you go. Alright, sending out another 25, and then one more group after that. It only let me send 25 at a time for some reason. Drives me crazy. It's a lot of pain in the neck. Alright, all the invites have been sent. Let's give them a minute to load up in case somebody's coming. Got about 4 minutes before Kailami entry ends, so we got time. Alright. See some people on YouTube and Twitch. Hello. Welcome to the stream. If you're just getting here. We're running the S class primarily. What's up, Phoenix? His mic is muted right now. There he is.
What's good, y'all?
Not much, man.
Man, I had to roll out this morning, man, like on the drop of a dime. I even had the game was still playing and everything. So I'm good now, though. I'm on this sumbitch till I'll probably be on this motherfucker till about probably midnight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Everything okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went and picked up some buddy of mine's got some got a pretty good strain right now. He's got an old school and it's actually like whoever did it right, but it's green crack. And
Oh yeah.
bro, this shit is fucking strong, bro. I'm talking about like
You gonna be able to stay on the road?
uh, probably not.
Probably not.
I'm actually this one of them strains that when you smoke it, you're like looking at the mirror and shit, like God dang, like questioning
Oh really?
yourself, and
Wow.
like fried. But then the second stage, like you get this burst of energy, like from the get go with that, like kind of like I guess anxiety type feeling. And then all of a sudden you're like laser beam fucking focused, and
Interesting.
that's the type of shit I want to play. You know, when I play
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah, I always felt like sativa was better for gaming, and
Oh, facts.
indica was better for
All day.
sleeping,
Well, what people fail to
chilling.
realize is before all these companies come out and shit was legalized in a lot of places, man. You know, I lived in Massachusetts for a while. We grew indoors, bro. High pressure sodium lights. I mean, we break it
Oh
all
yeah.
down, but we ain't got enough time for all that. But I'll tell you this: um, cannabis sativa, cannabis indica are yeah, they're two different rides. But what people don't realize is cannabis indica, there's some retarded fucking strong indica. I get it. But indica is the dumbed down version of marijuana.
Hmm.
Marijuana is not a fucking sedative. It is a psychoactive drug that is cannabis sativa from day one. They took it with the Hindu Kush. They got some fucking indica plants that are in the cannabis family that don't produce bud, but they're short, fat, stalky plants. So they took these long, skinny sativas, true sativas, back in the 60s, you know, 70s when they really went ham with it. And then they started crossbreeding it with these little small plants that don't produce shit. So they said, okay.
Hmm.
And then it produced a short, fat plant with the THC level cut down, CBD, CBM, all that shit jacked up.
Yeah.
And then they figured out how to jack that THC level up in that. So that's been like a genetic thing with indica from day one. Sativa is the only true marijuana, bro. It's a
Yeah.
psychoactive drug. It's not a fucking opiate, a sedative, all this shit these guys, but oh, I got couch lock. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you smoking. Shit, I
Yeah.
smoke, you laughing, having panic attacks, thinking you done did some acid,
Yeah.
you know?
A long time ago, I couldn't keep it in my mind straight what was indica, what was sativa, what, which one to get and stuff. And
Yeah.
I finally was like, okay, indica means in the couch. You're gonna be sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
you know.
And you know what? Don't take it wrong. I'm not knocking indica, bro. They produced something that it's not, to me it's not. I mean it is natural because it was, but the plants were never supposed to cross paths where they both grow at.
Yeah.
But regardless what they made, it is natural.
Oh, the mic cuts
I've
off.
had
and
some
I get-
fucking indicas that they have now that are like sativas. It's the crazy part.
Yeah. Probably some kind of weird stuff they're doing these days, I imagine.
You get your hands on a good bag of some OG Kush,
Hmm.
some old school Godfather OG or something like, or Granddaddy Purple.
Uh-huh.
Them are the indicas that I like.
Yeah. I haven't smoked in probably several months. I'm just kind of on the job hunt right now, so. Last place I worked, they didn't care. Everybody smoked there. But some places, they're kind of uptight about it, so. We'll just chill for a while. Hell of a tolerance break. May not go back to it. I don't know. I don't need it. It's just I enjoy it. Let's see. A big class of S class. think this track is a lot easier than Virginia. Properly banked. You could tell this was... Somebody put some thought into the racetrack. Virginia's like a back road somebody turned into a racetrack. It's terrible. That was a negative bank corner. It's got some tricky ones that aren't even flat. Like this is a negative bank. The road's going the wrong way. But this one's positive bank here. So you can charge up the hill with speed. Use the hill to slow us down. This is negative bank. And it's just flat, you know, so it's kind of weird, but it works pretty good for the most part. The trick will be that downhill I was just coming down. Really want to be able to go flat out through there if you can. And I've been trying to adjust the steering today to get it to where I can make that turn and some other turns that are not quite there yet. So we added quite a bit of positive roll center offset to the front in particular. I hate to do it to the rear because sometimes that'll just make it really want to loop out all the time. So right now the rear I've got it positive at about 2.5. The front is all the way at 9.8 I think is the max. If you take one and zing it here and one zing it there, it makes the car twist easily. If you don't do that, you're going to be doing a whole lot of steering input, and you're going to be scrubbing your front tires and making them hot and greasy and lose grip. So it's helpful for a longer car like this. A little bitty short cars, they can twist and turn, you know, on a dime, but this is a pretty long car. Long wheelbase, I should say. That's what's important, not the actual length of the car, it's the wheelbase. And I'm just going off a real world experience, you know. This is a video game, so some of this stuff may not even apply. I think Sensing wasn't joking about that weed. That's pretty strong. that deep lung hit.
Oh boy.
He does it right before the first corner on the cold tires.
That shit's strong.
I think that's him in the orange.
I can feel it in my veins, Mike. I can feel it flowing through my system, guy. I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your pal, buddy. I'm not your pal, buddy.
My fault, Melon.
You're good, you're good. I saw you coming. This Viper, like, fucking everybody up here. Trying to cut in the corner before everybody else. Oh shit. Oh wow. That really sucked. The wall is rubber, so if you touch it, it just stops you in your tracks. It's stupid. I think the left rear tire got on the curb a little bit and it spun, so made the whole car twist. Hard to correct for a spin out when you got brand new cold tires that hadn't been scrubbed yet. "13th place, we got some work to do." what's up, Kronos? Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? I got an email back from Nitrado last night. You know, I asked them to contact somebody at Splash Damage and figure out why our dedicated server is not working, you know? Because they're saying, well, it's not Nitrado, it's Splash Damage. And I said, well, okay, contact somebody at Splash Damage, let them know the server's down. And they said, well, that's a problem. We don't have a contact at Splash Damage. I was like, what? So you're hosting their game, making money off of it, and you don't have a contact if you have problems? So the guy wrote me back and said, he said, yeah, all I can do is offer you a refund. I'm like, whoa, bro, we just want it fixed, you know? He's like, yeah, they haven't been responsive for about 6 years, and we have delisted the game. You cannot purchase a Dirty Bomb server anymore. So they're trying to get out of the Dirty Bomb service. I'm like, oh shit, not good. We can't get Splash Damage to fix the database server, and we can't find somebody else to host it anymore. That's it. Game over, dude. So I'm going to write him back, and in the nicest way possible, let him know that, you know, we've been hosting that game for the community for 10 years, and we would really like to keep it going. We pack our server every night. So yeah, grim news, unfortunately. Hate to hear that. Could be the end of our beloved Dirty Bomb game. Some couple people messaged me on Steam like, fix the server. I'm like, it ain't me, dude. This is beyond me. You know, it'd be fine if they shut it down if they had a new version and nobody would care, but... Or, well, we would care, obviously, but you know what I mean? We would have something to move over to. As it stands now, I mean, what would we play as a group? It's just going to fragment the community. That'll... Even if something new came out, you wouldn't get everybody over to it. Yeah, there seems to be an epidemic of companies that will make a new game and get people pumped and excited about it. They have a flashy trailer, blah blah. And then the game stays in early access. And before it's even in early access, they're starting to sell DLC. Oh, you want to play all the maps or all the tracks, like on a racing game? You gotta buy access to the other tracks. I'm like, it's early access. What are you doing? Putting stuff behind a paywall. To me, early access means you get access to everything that's coming out before it goes full access, and DLC should be after you're finished with a game. So they're doing it with a Le Mans Ultimate, and then a Le Mans Ultimate is wanting to charge for other cars and stuff, and it's early access and you're pumping us for more money. We already bought the game. So I bought the game, and then I was like, all right, fine. There's no tracks to play unless you buy some tracks. So I bought the tracks. Bought a car I could drive. I like. And then I go to play, and then there's more tracks. They're like, oh, you got to get this Race Pro. You got to buy into the Race Pro, and then you'll get access to the other tracks. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this crap. It's turning into iRacing. That's why I don't play iRacing. One, the graphics look ancient compared to these, even Forza. And then secondly, they want to charge you for every car, every track. After you know, it's like, what the heck, man? Just greedy, greedy, greedy. Spinning ain't winning. Oh! What the hell, dude? I was in front of him by a mile. No reason to be cut into me like that. If you're ever in a situation where you're running out of road and somebody's in front of you by any amount, you're the one that's supposed to hit the brakes and give room so the person in front can get set up for the corner. But a lot of these jackasses will ease you off like that to make sure you can't use the proper line. Instead of touching the brakes, they'll run you off the road. Just to keep you from passing. It's childish. When people do that, I'm like, okay, maybe it's a 10-year-old or something on Dad's computer. Yeah, I bet Ultimate Nightmare is pretty hard on that. You liking that game pretty good still? Tell Melon to fix that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have the keys to the database server, unfortunately. I would host it if they would let me have it. Absolutely. But they're not going to turn over the files to the game. No way. Nitrato's not going to do that either. If they think they can make a buck, they'll keep doing it. But I think even they've had their fill of dealing with Dirty Bomb headaches. Because they're probably getting hate mail too, you know, from the twerps. Fix your service, and it's not them. Do I know Linux DB player? Yeah, I think so. I think I know that name. I may not have him on my friends list, if that's what you're talking about. I've seen that name. Force, ask for force code once again. Yeah. Man, if we had the source code and we could find a software developer that, you know, a privateer that's got some experience with game development, how cool could we make that game? You know, have like a vanilla Dirty Bomb for people that want to play that, and then have a modded version that fixes some stuff. Adds new stuff, new content, new maps. Oh, that would be so amazing. I don't even mind that it's in the old Unreal Engine. The old engine's still good. And you get great frame rate. You don't need a NASA supercomputer to play it. I'm fine with that. I don't. It doesn't need a new engine. It needs a new paint coat. A new coat of paint. This guy's not giving me any room here. You really want to pass? Stealth. I think he has traction control on because I leave him really bad out of the corners. But once we get going, he's pretty fast. Let's see how he does in this corner here. Yeah, I can leave him on the corner. That's why we don't run traction control. It's just too intrusive. My man's drifting up here. Hard to tell what lane he was going to take. This guy's not very nice. All up on my shit. Ah, you little shit. I always run you off the road, say sorry, and don't slow down to let you have your position back. Typical Xbox player. Go really wide here. There's Hurricane. He's in our chat and on Twitch, I believe. Twitch or YouTube, I can't remember for sure. This guy in front of me must have a bad internet connection. His car is kind of wiggling around real weird. Hard to tell what he's gonna do. We'll keep it in third here. It's got enough torque, enough RPM. Back up to 8th place for the 3rd time. See if we can make it without getting run over again. The guy up there in 7th place, Stealth Abram, that's the one that pushed me off the road on purpose and then said sorry. Like, uh-huh. Go ahead and click it in the second. We're up 2.7 seconds over our previous best lap, so we're on the move. Only got a couple minutes left, so we're not going to get first place, to say the least. Be about mid-pack or front of the pack, maybe. I do plan on catching this guy in front of me, and it'll be real interesting to see if he still racing dirty. If he doesn't race dirty, then we know he was sincere when he said sorry, but kind of suspect that he was not actually sorry. They just do that. Two minutes left. Go ahead and go to second so we don't spin real bad here. Let's try fourth gear here. Did I check what? Crap champion? What? $50 seconds. Crab champion? No, I didn't look into that. Have you got a link to that? Is it a Steam game? Somebody yesterday was saying Splitgate 2 is really good. I think, or Splitgate 3 or something. I think said it was free to play. I don't know if that was... Is Splitgate the one that's kind of like Portal or something, where you open portals? And I don't know. It's not really my thing, but it might be better than I think it is. Oh, Crab Champion. Yeah, on Steam. Pull up Steam here and see if we can take a look at it. Crab Champion. That's... Oh, what in the world? Yeah, I don't know if I ever... Can't say I ever wanted to play as a crab. Yeah, I don't know about that. So you get your bananas. Yeah, I think I'll stick to Battlefield 2042. I mean, it looks cute and all, but it's not my kind of thing, you know. Somebody message me. You don't see it. The group chats aren't loading for some reason. Alright, I'll check it later. Let's see. We got everybody with us. We got Hurricane. It's like Brands Hatch. Yeah. What's it doing? Disconnected me? It's fun though. Team Fortress 2. Yeah, I haven't played Team Fortress 2 in a long time. Yeah, I think Battlefield's going to be my shooter game right now. And Battlefield 6 will be coming out probably next year. I don't know if they're going to... I think they were trying to rush it and get it ready before Excuse me, before Christmas, as they always do, you know. But a lot of people, the feedback we've been giving them is like, bro, it's not ready. They're trying to get it out before GTA 6, clearly. And that's what they did last time. They released the game before it was finished and pissed everybody off. So hopefully they don't do that again. Doom. Doom's not multiplayer. Plus I'd have to buy it, and I can't be buying a bunch of games right now. GTR Kamikaze. GTR Kamikaze, where is he? Where's my place? Where was it? Where'd he go? Did he go offline or something? Okay, I don't even see him on my list now. I was using his name as to know the last person I should invite. Let's do it this way. Yeah, I guess his name moved on the list or something. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I would try Doom. I just don't want to spend any money right now. I'm waiting to find a better job. Just be pretty foolish of me to do that. Yeah, Balefire. Turn off my desktop capture. Brands Hatch. I think we'll wait for Sebring. I don't. Brands has just got 9 turns. It's kind of boring, honestly. I'll race it once in a while, and I'm pretty good at it, but Sebring will be a lot more fun. Probably skip Fuji. That was just a disaster. Negative bank corners. It's a beautiful track, but unless you're wanting to drift, it's awful for racing. Yeah, let's give him a minute. We got Sebring's opening up in just a minute here. We'll go to the restroom. I'll be just a second. Be right back. Man, I got an old Smashing Pumpkins song stuck in my head for a week now. Every time I stop thinking about something like racing, it comes back on. That's going crazy with me. Alright, just us. Alright. So, let's go to Sebring. Should be loading here. I get back on the job hunt again today. I was looking this morning and man, it was just a bunch of crap jobs, terrible stuff. So finally had to just stop looking. I couldn't find anything, so just got disgusted with it. I'm gonna start looking again this afternoon at some point. See if I can find something good. Ghost Gaming has a new YouTube video about Battlefield 2042. Update 8.9 brings unexpected weapon changes. Oh boy. They can't leave well enough alone, can they? Shouldn't be making weapon changes several years into a game's development. People kind of, you know, figure out what weapons they like, how to use them. Leave it alone. Unless there's something new that was introduced that's one-shotting everybody, then yeah, I get that the hell out of there. I don't like any weapons that can one-shot kill. You don't have any chance to fight. And in Battlefield, you got snipers everywhere, so. Okay, I guess some ads ran a minute ago or something. The pre-roll ads are disabled for about 60 minutes, so. I've got the ads on this channel turned all the way down the lowest possible setting, but they still hit me with it anyway. Hey, what's up, Thor? How you doing, bud? What you been up to? Been working? Let's see. Let's go to... What do we got in here? Yeah, we got some S-Class. Working? Yeah, how's work going? Doing pretty good. I woke up, man, I had a hell of a weird ass dream. And woke up absolutely vibrating with anxiety. I was like, whoa. Shaking. I'm prone to nightmares. I have some old school PTSD. And every once in a while, especially when I'm not smoking marijuana, I start dreaming. When I have dreams, it's not good. Yesterday I was up all day long in an attempt to finally get myself sleepy enough that I could stay sleeping for a while instead of getting an hour and a half to 3 hours. Buddy, I had finally laid down completely exhausted, and I set my timer to see how long I sleep, you know, so because I need to track it, see how I'm doing. Woke up absolutely in a wreck, you know, from a nightmare. I slept for 22 minutes yesterday. That was it. Like, good Lord. Can't do that every day, so. Last night I slept for about 4 hours. That's actually very long, but that was after not sleeping for a couple days because of the nightmares. But slept for 4 hours, but I woke up to a really strange dream. It was kind of a mess for a bit, but I was like, you know, let me take this nervous energy and convert it into racing energy. So sometimes that works pretty good. It's a real good distraction. Get your mind off everything else. I normally don't have that much trouble, but it's just I'm off the marijuana to get a job. Have been for a couple months, so it took about a month, and it finally all that stuff got out of my system, and the dreaming started coming back. I told my dad, I was like, "Well, here it comes. It's coming again." So, try not to wake him up when I'm up in the middle of the night. So I soundproof my door, whoa, and stuff like that to try to keep from waking him up early in the morning when I can't sleep. As you know, I can't hear myself talk very well, so I tend to speak too loud and wakes him up. He lives with me. I'm pretty tired. Whoa. Yeah, I started way over to the right and couldn't make the turn. Still up 2.5 seconds over the previous lap. Warm tires are helping. I need to write a reply to Nitrado. I was going to reply right away, but I thought, let cooler heads prevail, Make sure I word it in the nicest way possible to please get our server back on. Rather than putting them on blast, for not having a contact at SD, which was crazy to me. Good qualifying, I think. Pretty decent. PTSD is just some childhood abuse stuff, and then later in life, I kind of had squashed that a little bit, but um, later in life, I got attacked one time while I was sleeping. Somebody broke into the house and was yelling at me, and I'm like naked in the bed, and what the fuck's going on? Some guy yelling at me, a stranger, and there was a fight, and I had to choke the guy out. Didn't kill him, but knocked him out with a chokehold, and so I had to deal with that, and then that was a couple years ago, and then sometime after that, had a family member went crazy and attacked me in my sleep, and so that reopened that wound, and so I really have sleep issues because every time it's been when I was sleeping, I'm defenseless, and then so I have to lock my door every night. It has to be super quiet. If I hear any noise, that's it. I may as well get up. I cannot go back to sleep. It's impossible. So it's a real dilemma. And Benadryl will make me drowsy, and I can get to sleep. I can get tired enough to relax and go to sleep, but I can't stay asleep. I get an hour and a half to 3 hours. That's kind of the average. And like I said, the marijuana has a property in it where a lot of people don't have dreams. So that's why I was smoking that. But now I'm on the job hunt. When the Jeep blew up, I couldn't get to work anymore. So I'm like, well, it's a good time to find a better job, maybe a remote job that doesn't require a vehicle. I'm just not having any luck at all. Alright, fuel and tire. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, you missed what I said probably then. Oh well. Let's go into the practice here. Whoa! You know what? I think maybe I've got that roll center offset too dang tight on the front. This seems like I've not been able to get it under control. Where is it? Yeah, that's pretty high. We'll go much less. A little bit makes a lot of difference in that setting, so having it all the way to one extreme could make the wheel do some weird stuff. Because I'm having a lot more trouble with it spinning out than I used to. So we'll settle it down a little bit and see how that goes. Wheel's tight. Been having trouble with it disconnecting mid-race. Disconnected from multiplier modding. Is my internet still up? Yeah. Just Forza things. It's terrible about this stuff. Not connected. Weird. That usually means the internet connection's down, but I see my stream on Twitch, so can't be that, can it? Maybe Forza's doing something with their servers, some maintenance or something I don't know about. Hey, Hurricane, you still in the chat? Is yours offline? Let's do a speed test real quick, make sure. Oh, it did go offline? Okay, so maybe their servers are down or something. I wonder if they have a Twitter or X account. Let's see. Where's the Motorsport X? Nothing on here about a planned outage that I see. Hey, Orion Zenzo. Orion Zeno, sorry. My monitor's a little bit far away, and these glasses are really just for reading. So it's a little blurry. Just a hair. I'll give it a second here, see what it does. Oh, Orion's having the same updating the event schedule trying. Oh, okay. I wonder why they would do that at fucking 4 p.m. Seems like that's something you would do off hours, you know, like 4 a.m. when everybody's asleep. May need to come out of the game to see if there's an update. It won't even let me cancel right now. I'll have to let it time out again. I don't want to go into free play offline because it'll tries to get me to set up the game like it's brand new, and I don't want to screw up my settings, so we'll just Alt F4 here since it's Windows. And pull up my desktop again so you can see what's going on. Launch the game again, and let's check Steam. See if there's any patches or anything going on. Well, they got a patch for Le Mans Ultimate. Their last patch fucked everybody up, so everybody's pissed at them now, so that's probably what this patch is for. Go ahead and tell it to grab these. The rest one in the Le Mans Ultimate. I don't see anything for Forza, so we'll try firing it back up, see what it does. There we go. Sorry, it's gonna be really loud for a second. RIP headphone users. Attempting to sign on. Sign in. Yeah. It's playing music. That's weird because I have it muted, so it's clearly not talking to their server and keeping the settings. Alright, well, I could show you guys Le Mans Ultimate or Assetto Corsa Evo. We could see if this Le Mans Ultimate patch fixed. They screwed up the tire model. See if that update's done. Almost. I'll pull up my desktop again. Oh, it should be on the desktop already. I forgot to turn it on. Well, Le Mans just finished the patch, so I imagine this patch is because everybody's shitting all over their game. I guess there was a Le Mans real race weekend came up, and then they pushed out a patch right before that and just trashed the tire model. Like, people were taking off from the race and their tires were completely bald and stuff like that. They're like, what are y'all? You didn't test it? They rushed it. So we'll fire it up. We won't do VR right now, but we can do that later if we want to. Or if somebody wants to see it in VR, I guess. What is my wheel? This is a Fanatic CSL DD. DD for direct drive. We'll let this intro play. A lot of you probably have never seen this before. It's a pretty good looking game. Sorry it's so loud. My main gripe with it is you have to pay for tracks and cars. So it's kind of like iRacing. When I found that out, I quit buying stuff for it. Like, I don't want to be a slave to the never-ending, unfinished game. I mean, it looks good. Of course, this is a rendered video. It's not actual gameplay, but... Two new LM GT3 cars. I'm glad they're adding GT3 cars. They have GTE and they got hypercars. These are hypercars that are just, you know, made for maximum aero. I don't really relate to those kind of cars. Yeah, here you go. Unlock all the features with Race Pro. You gotta buy Race Control Pro. Pisses me off. So the game was like about 40 bucks, and then if you want some of the tracks that are locked, it's about another 40 bucks. I've spent about $80 on this thing, and then they go, oh yeah, there's some more stuff if you want to subscribe every year and spend another 40 every year. Bro, what are y'all doing, man? You're ripping people off. So they're clearly going to follow the iRacing model, so I don't recommend the game if that's how it's going to be, and that seems like what they're doing. So they have daily, weekly, special events, online championship, but most of this you cannot do. You got to buy race control, and then the daily stuff. Race Control Pro enables practice servers and early registration for all daily races. What? Well, the other day we had races available. Now you have to do Race Control Pro. Schedule. Well, they used to have races here. They had two races. One of them was Race Control Pro, and one of them was regular races. And the regular race was the same track all fucking day. It was just Monza, Monza, Monza. I like Monza, but I don't want to play Monza 50 times in a row. To grind my level from this brass, you got to get to silver to open up other tracks that I've already paid for. Insane. And then weekly races had nothing. Yep. Special events, nothing. So now the daily races are limited to just the people who bought Race Control Pro on top of the DLCs and the game itself. Fuck that. That's bullshit. So now our only option for online racing is hosted games, and these are just random people around the world hosting. They have to pay to host it, and it does not rotate tracks. So, you know, this one, these are hypercars, LMP2 and GT3. I like GT3. Those are closer to real cars that you could actually buy. Everybody's on Le Mans or Monza, so there's no options. Let's see, there's some more hosted tracks. But some of these you find out because you have to do a filter. If you want to do GT3, so now it's just showing GT3 hosted races. This is how many players, 35 out of 38. It's a 2-hour practice. I'm not interested in practicing for any... I want to race. This one is a 30-minute practice. This one is in the race for 35 minutes. This one's racing for an hour. Practice for 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes qualifying, and then a 30-minute race. It's just too long. It's too long. Le Mans. So, you know, because people are hosting their own, they can set it up however they want. They can set up weird rules and shit. Yeah. 30-minute race. It's just too long. Try to find a short race. 2 hour, 30 minutes, 35, 1 hour, 15 minute, 15, and then a 30-minute race. Too long. 1 hour. And eventually you get to some of these pages and they don't have anybody in the server, so 15, 15, 40, 15, 10, 20. Better. I don't know that track. I've never seen it before. 10, 10, 20. That's better. 7 people on Le Mans. No, that's not Le Mans. That is Le Mans. So let's look at this one. See what that's like. People are crazy putting their real names in here, but not that mine's a secret or anything. But open session. I'm not sure which session they're in right now. So I'll join server. I like the Porsche pretty well. Had to buy it. You wouldn't give it to you. It's like everything's behind a fucking paywall. Gross. We might do a little bit of this and then could do a set of course at Evo, but it doesn't have online multiplayer opened up yet. They got to get with it. They're taking forever. Still early access. And I think it's going to be my go-to game if they have plenty of tracks available. They are also going to allow modding later in the development, so that'll be nice because people can pull cars in there and, you know, make events and do different tracks and whatever they want to do, you know. Well, it says it's 100% loaded. There it goes. Woo. Okay. So everybody's on medium tires, it looks like. Yeah, so you have medium or wet. You can change it for front and back too. And I think they have some presets you can use if you don't know how to tune. I'm just going to use the stock tune right now. So we're in qualifying for 10 minutes. I may have to adjust the volume. So if it's a little loud, we'll see. Oops, that's the multifunction display button. You have the pit limiter on so I don't speed through the pit. It's a full-on simulator, so everything matters. I haven't driven this in a week, so coming right off of Forza, gotta go very easy. These spin out easily. The nice thing about these games, gotta come to a stop before I can adjust the volume. Let me turn it down just a little bit. I can't hear myself think. Maybe something like that. The nice thing about a real simulator, and you know, Forza's simulator, don't get me wrong, but this is even more realistic. is you can adjust your traction control and your ABS on the fly. And on these cars, they were meant to have sophisticated ABS and traction control, so you have to run it pretty much. Lots of texture on the road. Trying to dodge him and not take out. The guy just hit me. Just barely though. I don't think it was intentional. Okay, the telemetry's not working. It shows I'm in 4th gear. My steering wheel says I'm in 1st. So they got some work to do on the telemetry to the Fanatec CSL DD wheel. It still sounds too loud to me, honestly. I can't hear myself hardly. Straight cut gears. The race transmission is very loud. Maybe that'll be better. Yeah, I think that's going to be the pretty good setting there. So there was tons of hype about this game. It had raving reviews and everything. I bought it and was immediately like, why? You limit the tracks, you limit the cars on purpose and put it behind a paywall. I don't get the hype. Okay, I just didn't even attempt to turn. Sounds not that great. Like the car sounds okay, but there's no ambient sound. No wind noise, no road noise. Weird. Definitely sounds better in car. You can hear the transmission. Steering wheel feels very heavy. I may have the force feedback turned up a little too much, maybe. With it up high, it gives me a false sense of grip. Because in most games, when the steering wheel's stronger, that means you're at your peak grip. And I'm not sure that's synchronized here. Not sure how much lateral grip I got here, so I'm kind of taking it easy. I think it has a lot. But they did screw up the tire model the other day, so maybe they fixed it. No hope of making that turn. Let's see. Okay, final lap. So I think we're going to go into the race in just a second. Yeah, he did that on purpose. Got some trolls blocking the road. It's very important to have a good safety rating in this game because they've got some tracks that are hidden behind the safety rating, which is unheard of. I don't know any game that does that. Maybe iRacing does, but I thought that was terrible. idea to put tracks that you pay for, that you bought when you bought the game or you bought the DLC, and you can't even race them because you can't get your safety rating up because trolls like that keep hitting you and stuff. I haven't seen my safety rating or my skill rating move from when I bought the game, so I don't know what's going on. Definitely been in some wrecks, but it was just people rear-ending me and people coming off the track sideways at full speed at me, stuff like that. This should automatically change to the race in a second here, I would think. So, I mean, the game's got good bones. I just don't know. I don't like how the developers are doing things. Rushing out untested patches right before a race weekend. Shameful. Charging people for every car and track, and then hiding them behind more paywalls. You gotta buy the Race Control Pro. Shameful. Showing checkered flag. So I guess it's just waiting for some people to finish their lap or something. Let me put it on game capture instead of desktop, and let me update the title and the game that we're playing to Le Mans. So we might play for a few minutes. I don't know. Let's see. Do I have a Le Mans? All right. I would have had a thumbnail for Le Mans Ultimate. And the one I have just says I've got a virtual reality on it because that's what I usually play in virtual reality.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Yes, sir. Trying to change all these titles, it's kind of a pain. I think we got TikTok fixed, and Twitch, some reason thinks it's on Battlefield now. Definitely not Battlefield. It's Ultimate. I gotta be quick here because we may actually not get in the race if we don't click the button here. Looks like the race starts shortly. I don't see it count now. Let's fix the YouTube video. Okay, I think we got everything fixed. Hopefully I don't get run over while I'm trying to set everything up. I don't hear anything. Uh-oh. We lost sound? Oh, come on. Really? Can't hear my phone. There it goes. Okay, the red barrier pops up when you're going too fast. Somebody up front sandbagging, they do that crap to screw everybody up. In the real world, you want to keep it in first gear, and you want to modulate your speed. You want to go full throttle so the turbo spools up due to the exhaust velocity. and modulate your speed with the brake pedal instead of the gas pedal. So when it says keep your speed here, then we'll do that. You'll hear the engine groaning because I'm full throttle with the brakes on. And that'll build boost with the turbo. If you get it right, you can zing past people, or at least stay with the faster guys on the launch. So it's probably going to come up to the straightaway. Okay, now it's... Well, we can't do it yet. I don't want to brake boost in a corner. But right here, full throttle on the brake, we're modulating our speed.
Green flag.
So we just let off the brake. I was looking at my wheel for the shift gear, for the gear indicator, and it doesn't show up on the wheel. They don't have it working. Okay, here goes all the wrecks. And you get penalties if you hit another car. Everybody does. So you really have to be careful. I don't really know this track very well. I've been driving like I'm playing Forza. It's kind of different. Just happy to stay on the track, honestly. You don't see anything? Uh-oh. Let's see what happened here. That might fix it. We'll give it a second to pick it up. Sorry about that. I was changing the title and forgot to change the game. Thanks for letting me know, Hurricane. I think first gear is pretty short, so we'll come out in second, I think. I wonder if there's a place in the game where I can set up the wheel. Maybe they've updated it so that it'll show the shift indicator on my wheel. It's got a little LCD display on the wheel itself. First gear, second. I thought about buying a server and hosting my own tracks and stuff, but so far I think when you host a server, you get to select one track and that's your server. That's it. And I was like, what? I'm not gonna buy 10, 15 servers with all different tracks and have people leave the one server to go to the next. Or that's just stupid. Should have one server that just rotates the tracks, or have some tracks people can vote on or something. Make it interactive, make it fun. On the edge in the paint. Oh, there she goes. Not much warning at all on the wheel. Tried to save it and stay straight, but no hope. Got traction and suddenly it's gone. Kind of like a race tire in real life. Street tire, you get a lot of indication that it's starting to slip. Race tires, just, whoop, they're done. That's why a lot of these cars run a whole lot of traction control techniques to keep it from spinning.
That time was a 4:58.87.
It doesn't turn very good sometimes. And then there it did real good, so. Kind of funny. Third gear. Yeah, I think the force feedback's too strong. And it's causing me to fight it and overcorrect. To me, when the force feedback's too high is when it's dictating where you're going to go. You can't muscle it, you know. It's too strong. Probably need to turn it down another 5% or so. Yeah, that's corner. Hard to tell where the road ends. You got a chicane right in the middle of the straightaway. It's missing something, right? There's no wind noise. There's no transmission noise. Nice touches. There's more and more bugs and stuff that hit your windshield as the race goes on. Good for immersion. Not important, but good for immersion. You feel like your car is getting dirtier. Oh, and they have real damage in here, so it won't go in reverse. There it goes. That was weird. I had 2 or 3 times it wouldn't go. Something I was going to adjust. Was it the audio? Oh, the feedback, yeah. Force feedback. Collision strength. It's got a lot of little options. See how that feels. Maybe it won't pull me off the road. Try to get it closer to like Forza. Since I'm more used to that. Doesn't appear that we actually damaged the car back there. Tires are a little cold though from sitting. think I spun out there last time, didn't I? Tires are cold on one side, on the outside. I haven't adjusted the tune-up or anything, and some of these classes, and it depends on who's hosting the server, it may even be a fixed setup where you can't change it, so everybody's got the same settings. Which, on one hand, that's like, okay, it makes it even, but it may not be to your driving style. Or you may be used to a car because you got it dialed in the way you like it, and then you go to a fixed race and it's like, uh-oh. Now I've practiced with something totally different. So far I haven't tuned it. Good lord. Ooh, that was a good hit. Not very forgiving. Seemed like it was a little more forgiving before the last two patches. I don't think I was doing anything too crazy with the wheel. Somebody up here zigzagging on the road. There's just, with Forza you have two different tones, two different sounds for the tire. The front tire is high pitch, the rear tire is low pitch. And you can tell if it's the front or the rear that's about to kick out. On this, it all makes the same sound. It's just a low pitch tone, it's hard to hear. Let's see if we hear it in the corner here. It's so low, you can barely hear it. And it's the same sound for front and rear tires, so without a seat mover like a really nice sim rig, you can't really, it's hard to tell what the car is doing without that indicator. Won't turn. I mean, I nearly had it full lock. Wouldn't turn. Guess you gotta go super slow there on this car. The Mustang turns pretty good, or at least it did in a couple patches ago, and this one turns good. Some of them were really bad. I tried the Ferrari, it was awful. Didn't like it at all. But they'll probably be tweaking that stuff since it's in early access, I would imagine. Excuse me. Ended up getting 4 hours of sleep last night, so a little bit exhausted. Just go easy through there. That's where we keep spinning out easily. I'm enjoying playing this just because I get to play different tracks and layouts and stuff. Just wish that there were some more tracks available. I can't believe they got rid of the daily race tracks without buying race control. That's some BS. Let's see if trail braking works. I couldn't tell. Got one coming up on me. Looks like he's in a vat. Z06 or ZR1. Probably Z06 if I had to guess. Kind of slow through there. Just keeping it on the track, being safe about it. Finally made that corner, sorta. Let's see if drafting works. I should be able to catch him and actually pass him with drafting. Doesn't seem like it's working to me. I don't feel like it's drafting at all. He's either a lot faster than me or there's no drafting. It works well in Forza. They don't have it working in Assetto Corsa Evo yet. You can hear a wind noise change when you get behind a car, but you don't actually pick up. Oh shit! You don't actually pick up speed. Okay, I don't need to downshift there. Well, it'll let you go to neutral.
Lap 4:24.08.
424, okay. Blind Hill, I don't know the corner. Several times I've caught myself downshifting a little too much. I just don't know the track that well. A little hesitant to go full throttle over a corner, over a hill when I can't see the next corner coming up. I think that vet disconnected. He's got a DNF now. I assume, I don't think he wrecked, I don't think he hit anything, he just spun it out in the dirt, so I guess he felt like he wasn't going to be able to catch anybody. So I can use a little D-pad, it's like a little tiny joystick on my wheel, and I can manipulate that MFD multifunction display. And I think from there, so if you don't want to bind keys to change traction control, you can still just do it through here. Not sure how though. Okay, I can just use the arrow keys. I'll turn the traction control down to 5. See if it spins more coming at corners. I'm not. Man, it just will not take that corner at speed. Let's see, there's a traction control, then there's traction control power cut. Turn all these to 5. And there's slip angle as well. Very complicated compared to Forza is just traction control on or off. That'll work stuff. See if it spins coming out of this corner when we floor it. Nah, let's keep going down with the traction control until it doesn't work anymore. Go to 3. But I love being able to change it on the fly. And once you figure out what traction control works for your car, you can just bind buttons on the steering wheel. So at the beginning of the race, you can up or down arrow on the wheel. Ooh, don't want to be on that curb. I could feel it. See if it spins. No, we're gonna keep going lower. Traction control, all levels are on 2 now. Yep, I felt that. Oh, that was the race. So anyway, that's Le Mans Ultimate. It's got potential, it's just everything's behind a paywall, so I can't recommend it. I'm trying, huh? I get it, Thor. No worries, dude. So yeah, the race ends and then it goes back to practice, and you stay on the same track. So looks like somebody might be still. Maybe this guy's still going. There he goes. Unable to join the server. Yeah, it does that a lot. Very similar to Forza in that respect. Let's see if they got the daily races working, or if it's still behind the paywall. Okay. Got to be a SRBO. I am a driver skill is a B3. Safety rating is got to be a B0. Okay, I'm a B0, so I should be able to get into this one. No driver swaps. And these other ones up here were silver, so I can't get into those. But what'll be in the lobby here is some gold levels, some silver levels, some bronze 3s, which is where I'm at, bronze 3. My safety is B0. These are B all kinds of stuff, so I don't know. There's some zeros and stuff. Shit ton of cars in here, huh? Jeez. 385. Okay, so everybody's not gonna be in the same race, but would probably qualify and stuff together. So you have to register for the race and go ahead and select your car. I'll show you the Mustang. I'm liking it pretty well. I tried the Vet, didn't like it. That's on my Mustang. I like the baby blue, sky blue. Let's register. It sounds pretty good. Kind of like a Coyote motor, 5 liter. Alright, we are registered. And event starts in 3 minutes, so I don't know if that's the practice. 2 minutes of practice, 5 minutes qualifying, 20-minute race. Okay, it says RR heavy, RR progressive. It looks sunny. I'm not sure what that means. And then they have different practice sessions because there's so many people here. So we'll just go into the first one, double click. And it looks like we have 2 minutes of practice. But I have seen this part take 2 or 3 minutes, and you just get in this loop where it doesn't actually ever let you into anything. So we'll give it a try. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Let's try again. Yeah, it said some unable to connect or something up there. I don't know why. It does some goofy stuff like that. Forza does too, so I can't say a whole lot as far as comparing the two. Forza disconnects me all the time. I'll go through, 15 minutes of practice and 10 minutes of qualifying, and the race will start. You'll see the grid, and it'll go disconnected. Why? And it could be that the race is coming up in a minute 32, so it's not letting us go into a practice session. I don't really know. Unable to join this, just try later. Try practice 2. So it's probably going to be the same situation on all these until the race actually starts. But they got to tell people what's going on. They have to explain it. This is just something I'm kind of figuring out, but I don't know actually what it's doing. So as a beginner racer, you're like, I can't find tracks I want to race, and I can't get into the race. It's like, what the hell's going on? Unable to join. I'm just guessing at what's going on at this moment. Hopefully the actual race will start and it'll let me in there. Hey, have any of you guys checked on Forza? Did it come back online yet? Well, we're registered for the race, so I think it's going to pull us into the race itself. It's just not going to let us practice just yet. Too close to race time, probably. Unfortunate. I wanted to kind of get a feel for the Mustang since we were just in a Porsche. But at least I'm familiar with this track on Forza. I don't think they have this track yet on Assetto Corsa Evo. Event underway. Okay. Join event is grayed out. Next race starting now. Okay, join event. Unable to join. Yeah, it's kind of clunky, guys. I wouldn't spend money on this one just yet. And if they continue to keep everything behind a paywall, if you're okay with how iRacing does things, by all means, check it out. But if you're a Forza person or Gran Turismo and you're used to buying the game one time, getting all the tracks and all the cars, you will not like this, because they are trying to nickel and dime you to death. Shameful. Okay, now I'm in a practice, it says. So I don't know what happened there. We'll just see what it does. Free move disabled, synchronizing. It's not how you spell synchronizing, but close. Okay, what is it doing exactly here? I don't even know. Let's just see if it'll let us go. Which way do we turn, guy? You're supposed to be pointing left or right. He's looking at his watch. Oh, it looks like we're turning right. Okay. You got the pit limiter on her, so we're just going full throttle here. Okay, buddy. Good start for him. This sounds like a Mustang, like a Cobra motor. Not a Cobra motor, but a Coyote, the 5.0. Woo, the steering wheel's really heavy. Interesting. That kind of surprised me. Okay, practice is over. Hope everybody got a good look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get 30 seconds of practice. Now we're in the qualifying, so hopefully wait at pit exit. So they're gonna line us up here. Just try to get out front. You gotta wait for a green light. Looks like it's already green, so I don't think we gotta wait. Oh, it said track limits. Okay. On the pit exit, there are some white lines on some of the tracks. And you have to stay in that lane to the very end of that white line. If you come over too soon, then you get a warning and your time is invalidated. So this lap will not count, which is fine. It's cold tires anyway. Not going to get your best lap on the first one anyway. I feel like with Forza there's more of a sense of speed. It looks kind of slow to me. Like the mile per hour's about 55 is about all you can do through there on Forza. It's pretty similar. About 75 through here roughly. Down this hill, usually I take these corners down here about 100 to be safe. In Forza. So it's all pretty similar. About 75 through here. Yeah, pretty similar. Let's see if we can... We might be able to go flat out here, and I don't know. It's a GT3 class car, so it should be really good. I'm gonna lift a little here, just in case. Yeah, usually end up about 145, 150 here. Brakes are good. Got the full lock on the wheel. About 55 miles an hour. About 75 through here usually. Forza working again? Okay. It might take that at full speed. Probably has a lot of downforce. Qualifying is over, so the race is about to start. Says we're in 11th place, so we're slow. But a lot of people it's going to wreck, so it don't even matter. Just for fun, anyway. Alright, race is starting.
Go to the grid for a race start.
Go to the grid. Alright. That 11th place, and now the tires say 35%. That is not good. Should I have... No, virtual energy is 35%. I don't... What is that? Virtual energy? What the hell is that? I've yet to figure out what the hell that is. I've never watched anybody play this, so I've just kind of jumped into it, so I don't know much about it. Just the basics, what I've figured out on my own. Virtual energy. Does that change it? No, that does not change it. What the fuck is virtual? 23% VE required, it says down there. Virtual energy. Is that gasoline? Is that what this... I don't even fucking know what they're talking about.
Formation lab has started.
I don't know. If anybody watching knows, feel free to chime in. Some of you guys might know more about this game than I do. These guys are way behind. What the hell are y'all doing? Let's get down to first gear, I'm pretty sure. We'll try to brake boost it. This is not a turbo car, so it's going to respond to throttle input very quickly without any lag like a turbo car. But we'll brake boost it anyway and just see if we can build some torque. Put some heat in the brakes. Full throttle.
Green flag.
Off the brake. Cold tires, so everybody's going pretty slow. Full lock. BMW seem to have a little more top end for some reason. Maybe his entry speed up the hill was better. I was taking it easy. Tires are still cold. Best I can tell. 55 to 60 through here is plenty. We're in 10th place. Flat out. 8th place. Tires are still cold. Got in the dirt a little bit. The marbles. Hey, full throttle. Let's see if we can go full throttle through here. Just about. Probably gonna get a penalty for that one. Somebody go in the pit? It's kind of weird on the first lap, isn't it? Full lock. Seventh place. Good exit speed off the corner. Flat out. Pretty grippy. But with a real race tire, they're grippy until they don't. It's like an off switch. Like suddenly you have no grip and you're like, what happened? That puts us in 6th place. Not bad for an old fart. think we're gonna lift a little bit up here, because last time the tires were really not liking that. He must not have lifted. Try to carry a little more speed up here. Probably don't need to shift to 6. Got 60 miles an hour through there, so it can go a little faster, it seems, than on Forza. A little bumpy. It's neutral. Doesn't go very fast in neutral. I think he got a little sideways back there.
That time was a 2:27.75.
Tried not to lift through there. Pushing the car a little bit more. Whole lot.
Lap 2, 28.11.
So best lap is a 227. Last one was a 228, so pretty consistent, I'd say. Running in 6th place. Tried to stay on the floor through that section, but it didn't like that.
That time was a 2:27.98.
Okay, he's gonna dive inside. Giving her all she got, Captain. Oh, it didn't go to first. Try to stay flat out through here. Usually chicken-footed a little bit, you know. Get a little nervous. Did not downshift the first. Oh shit. Woo. Sketchy. I'm still in 6th place. The guy behind me is 4 seconds behind, so we're okay here. I gotta quit looking at the gear shift indicator on my wheel and look at the stack. I say stack because it's a common brand for those multifunction heads-up displays, MFDs. Okay, what does that mean? Stop-go penalty. Exceeded energy allowance limit. What? Fuel usage critical. We're out of fuel. Oh, we're out of fuel? What the hell? We started the race with, and it didn't give us enough fuel? How silly. There's only one more lap left. And we ran out of fuel. How crazy is that? Huh. Cars are quiet, aren't they? Sound. Doesn't have a sound control for other cars, does it? Speaker config speakers. Headphones. HR. I don't know about that. Broadcast. Spotter lap times. Spotter detail. Number of effects. So maybe we need to bump up the master volume so we can hear ambient stuff and turn down the onboard volume so the engine's not so loud. Then maybe we can hear tires better, other cars better. That's what I'm thinking. They really need a slider for everything, so we don't have to guess at it. No, they do have a racing line option. Okay, I didn't know they had that. I don't use it, but opposite lock prevents car spins during risky maneuvers. It's kind of cheating, isn't it? Making the game do that for you. Braking helps, stability control, spin recovery, invulnerability, ignores collision damage but not wear, auto shifting, hold brake, automatically holds clutch. Repeat shifts, adds delay to prevent accidental double shifts. So some of these settings probably only apply, like the auto. Some of this stuff probably only applies if you're doing single player against the AI. We're in multiplayer, so. Okay. My upstream is. Well, I don't want to crank that way up because I use my upstream bandwidth to send to Twitch and YouTube and TikTok, so. The race should be over. Yeah, the timer's done, so they're probably just finishing the lap. Yeah, I guess I gotta figure out the fuel system on this game. I don't know how that works. That's the first time I've ever run out of gas. I've probably only done less than 50 laps in this whole game so far. Maybe a little bit more. We had a stop and go penalty. Maybe that's why it shut off, but it looks like we're out of gas. Alright, tire from race, I think. Yeah, we're 15th now. I think we got up to about 6, which is, I'm pretty tickled with that because, I didn't know much about this game yet. I do have a chat. So these are people that have entered the race, I guess. Taking the wheel. Sorry. So this will not go to the next track. It just stays on the same track, I think. Hopefully we didn't ruin our driver rating. Beat bronze 3, skill rating bronze 0, I think. I think you can create teams now. My teams I'm in, team name. Yeah, go ahead and set up the team. I meant to do that the other day. I heard they added that to the update. We'll just call it a team. Melon Racing, since that's my business name in real life. Team logo, team background. Oof, what's it gonna do? I think it's gonna open a folder here. It may not capture this part, which is fine. Got a logo here somewhere. Let's see if it'll accept it or not. Logo must be square. Alright. Try a different file. Okay, it took that one. Preferred race number. Let's do 74. That's my birth year, which makes me 50. Second choice. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? Can't think of any other significant dates that come to mind. My son was born in 95. Third choice. 001. James Bond. 007. James Bond. There we go. New team. See if it works. Getting started. Here you have team organizer. Everyone can see key information. Be invited, enroll, assign. You gotta have Race Control Pro to put a custom paint job on your car. These fuckers, man. Why would you hide that behind... You can create a team, but you can't paint your car. You gotta do a subscription, and it's like $40 a year or something on top of the price of the game, which is $40-something in early access, and then the DLCs another $40 to get the tracks and cars. Okay, you can edit your team. Race Control Pro allows you to create up to 6 lineups. Let's click subscribe to see how much it is. I thought it was like another $40 a year. Oh, okay, it's opening the web browser. Let me pull that up for you. Big old melons. You know I love it. Who doesn't love big melons, you know? Okay, let me put on my desktop here. So this is Race Control Pro. This is what they want you to buy to unlock exclusive features. There's some daily races you can't join unless you buy this on top of the DLC in the game. So monthly, $8. It's not much, but I've already bought the game. I've already bought the DLC. You know what I mean? Race Control Pro. They got a plus version now. Also unlocks all DLC on Le Mans Ultimate and rFactor 2. Was rFactor 2 the game that they did before this one? I probably need to look into that and see how shitty they treated people with that one, if they ever finished the game or what. So the light version is free. Take part in some, they should put some daily races. Set up and join hosted servers. No, you can't host your own server. You have to pay for that. You can join them, but only if they are running tracks that you have unlocked or bought. You know, shit like that. Money, money, money. Yeah, exactly. It's bullshit. So if we change this to... well, where's the yearly button? Did it disappear? There was a button I could click to show the yearly price. Let me reload it, maybe. Yeah, $48 a year, or this one for even more DLC, $84 a year. Custom liveries with this one. Incident, protest, LMU DLC. I've already bought the DLC for 2024 season. It's supposed to give me everything from the 24 season last year, and I think one more for the 25 season that hadn't come out yet. Yet they want $84 every year. Like, motherfuckers, I tell you what. That's just gross. Yeah. I didn't mean to sign out of it. I just wanted to close it, actually. Let me in. So if you want to host a race, you can pick one track. So I tried this the other day, and I went all the way through it, and I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't go to another track. I can't set a rotation? So GT3, I made my sessions short, 5-minute qualifying, 10-minute race. Subscription. None. Payments. None. My race servers. Manage. So these are the different sessions you can create. Practice, qualifying, race, for a total of 15 minutes on my server. You gotta have 50 credits. I have 0 credits available. Server status is green. What's the name? Password. I don't have a password. Qualifying. Time of day. Road feel. That's how much rubber. So I tweaked all this stuff for qualifying and for race. It should match. Weather's clear. Temperature's 22, whatever that is. Configure general server settings like track condition and player count. Fixed setup would mean nobody has a different tune. 38 players. Okay, for 38 players, you gotta spend more money. 64, 100 credits. And that only works on the ones in Spain, basically. Short formation. How fast the track rubbers in? Normal. Timescale normal. Fuel compensation multiplier realistic. Tire wear multiplier realistic. Tire warmers when leaving the pits. Nah. Damage multiplier realistic. Track limits default. Driver assist. Anti-lock. You can set that on. Auto shift. If somebody wants to run an automatic, whatever. Braking help, I'd say no. Driving line, no. No. Be a big boy. You're in a simulator. You don't need a driving line. In fact, auto shift, you need to be able to shift your car, man. Steering help, nope. Auto clutch, fine, because a lot of pedals setups don't come with a clutch pedal. The rest of it. So basically, it's kind of on hard mode. Tires available, 64. Who cares? So we save a race, and then please start servers. So I can't get into the commands yet. So there's a status. And what track are we on here? Imola. But I can't add more tracks to my knowledge. Classes and cars. GT3. What is none? All of them. Yeah, why would it be all of them anyway? Save race. Go to the bottom. Save race. Now, race updated. How do you start it? Edit race profile. Credits. Buy credits. How much is that? 1 penny for 500 credits. Total 650. So do you gotta pay 50 per race or per server instance, or you know what I mean? So I think it said if you wanted 64 players, the minimum is 50. So the minimum, you have to spend that money. Maximum $39. So that's probably billed monthly if I had to guess. So on top of the Race Control Pro, on top of the DLC, on top of the price of the card, if you want to host a server, you have to pay for that on top of it. I mean, it's just such a cash grab, man. Build one off. Build one time, it's not recurring. There's just no detail. I can't tell. You buy a server and you're good, or what? So yeah, we kind of disgusted with this game, to be honest with you. It's got some good bones, but it's just money, 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 money. Kind of like iRacing. Let's hop better. Alright, I think I'm going to eat some lunch and dinner. And then come back later. If you haven't already, make sure you follow and subscribe. Not sure what I'm going to get into next. I'm kind of itching to play some Battlefield 2042. I'm pretty good at that. And then probably do some more Forza later today as well. Excuse me, I'm yawning. I had 4 hours of sleep last night. It was brutal. Lots of nightmares. Alright. Where's the exit button? Here it is. Teams, profile, race weekend. Let's just look real quick. I want to see what track is available. Because last time it wasn't rotating. Okay, that's a different track. But prototypes. I like GT3. And I can't race in the silver because I'm a bronze. Can't race in the gold because I'm a bronze. Upcoming. Race Control Pro only, silver. Can't race that one. Race Control Pro, can't race that. Race Control Pro, can't race that. Gotta be silver on these. So I don't like prototype cars. I can't relate to cars that are just, to me they're just machines. Like F1 cars, they're just machines. You can't go buy one of these things. I respect them and they're cool, but so if you just want to do GT3 in this game, can't even do it right now. You would have to go to somebody's hosted private server. Hope they're running a track that you've paid for, or a track that you've unlocked without having to go to silver. So everybody's doing Le Mans or Spa. We just did Spa. This is just a practice session for Sebring. Interlagos. I've never raced that track. It looks really curly. There's a second page. Qatar. Practice. 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 Osman. Yeah, and then it pulls up the race control website again where I could set up what we were just looking at. So and you can't really do much. If you filter it for GT3, 1, 2, 3 servers, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 servers with crazy long races. I mean, who wants to race for an hour and 35 minutes? That's insane. And some of these are just practice that you'll never actually get to race. That one's multi-class, so that would be interesting. But it's just practice, so yeah, there's just not much you can do until you grind and grind and grind and get to silver. And I don't know how long that would take, but I've heard it's a long time. And I have heard people just stay at the back of the track and go really slow for a whole bunch of races and finally get their SR, their safety rating, out of the bronze 0. I guess it goes bronze 1, 2, 3, and then silver 1, 2, 3, and then gold 1, 2, 3. Maybe, not sure. Credits. Yeah, nothing there. It has co-op, and I think co-op is for like a long 6-hour race. You could do that. So if you had a team of friends, you know, like 6 friends, you know, everybody races for an hour or something like that. That could be fun, but you'd have to plan your whole day around it. 6 hours. That's Fuji, so that's Japan. Kata. I recognize the shape. I don't remember. Kata. Circuit of the Americas. Okay. And then Spa, that's France. Not France. that Spa? Is it Spain? Cirque de Spa? It's France, isn't it? So if you click on one of these, see what it does. Fuji Classic, Suzuka in Japan. So we could do GTE, but they don't have GT3. Okay. Co-op teams are scored based on players' individual difficulty settings. You could change these between stints. Interesting. Tire warmers, none. Everything realistic, which is the way I like it anyway. So you have to register your team for this. You would have to have more than one team member. Leaderboard. So these guys are winning. Average 149 lap, best 134. They must have more people in the group because they have more points than anybody else, or they've been doing it longer. Overdrive Hyper, Overdrive LMP2. Okay, so they made a GT. This group called Overdrive apparently made 3 entries. One for GTE, one for Hypercars, and one for LMP2. And they are the top dogs right now with 700,000 points. Is Melon Racing in here? We hadn't ever joined one of these, so probably not. So there's a bunch of them. Okay, bunch of teams doing that. But like I said, you gotta plan your day around that. It's a little bit more complicated. I just like to jump in, fire up the stream, and go. But you know, maybe we'll do this one day. We get some friends that already have the game. I'm not going to encourage anybody to buy it, honestly. In fact, I tried to get a refund, and I had been playing it for 5 hours, several hours, trying to get the VR working and get this and that working. But they still wouldn't get a refund, so I was like, whatever. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, we'll probably get into some Battlefield later and some more Forza. Said of course that Evo does not have multiplayer enabled yet. It's online, but not multiplayer online. And this is the predecessor to Evo, and it's pretty good, but kind of like Le Mans Ultimate, they have got it set where the servers only run one track. There are servers and there are players, but the only one, you have to hop out of that server and go to another one. So it's kind of, don't really like that. So I came back to, but it does, these 3 support VR, and I've got the, can't reach it right now, but I've got the Pimax Crystal Light. Great headset, but it kills your frame rate to about half of what you normally would get. So if you get 120, you'd be lucky if you get 60 out of the VR setup. So, but the reason I came back from Forza, even though I've got this great VR headset and some great games, no multiplayer yet. Multiplayer with VR, but limited track. It just stays on the same track. You have to disconnect from the server and hop on a different one. Very similar to Le Mans in that respect. Le Mans has VR and it works, but you know, limited tracks. So I was like, I'm tired of playing Monza and Spa, you know, on the same 3 or 4 tracks. So I fired Forza back up. It doesn't support VR, but I can play a bunch of tracks, and I've got a bunch of friends that already have it. So we'll get back into that tonight. So probably going to be doing these 2 tonight if I had to guess. And I've got Body Cam. It's a super hyper realistic looking first person shooter. I mean, it looks real. That's been the focus of their game, is to make hyper realistic textures and stuff. I don't think I'm any good at it. I played a few minutes of it. Not even fully set up. So, and then I've got Rust, but I need friends to play with that. And most of my friends don't play it. It's a game for unemployed people. There are people going to school. You got to spend a lot of time in it because you got to maintain a base, and there's upkeeps. You got to go get resources and fill up your tool cupboard, and to keep the base from decaying. So it's not a game you can just fire up and forget it for a week. Your base will be gone. But there's some servers that have lower decay rates and things like that. I've kind of been looking for something like that, but really need friends with this one because most people are rolling around 1, 2, 5, 10 deep. And, you know, if you're out there trying to collect resources somewhere and a squad rolls up on you, you know, they'll steal everything you had. They'll follow you and figure out where your base is, and then they'll C4 the doors and blow it open and steal all your shit. And, you know, you've worked a week for nothing. So it's a brutal game, and it'll scare the shit out of you sometimes because it's like no action. You're out alone in the wilderness, and then suddenly you stumble upon somebody with a machine gun. It'll scare the hell out of you. So it's pretty intense in that respect, but it can be fun. They do have PvE servers as well instead of PvP, but I don't really enjoy them. Once you get good at it, and then it's like, it's not much challenge, and I want to interact with real people. But the nice thing about Rust is you can build a community with it because it has proximity chat, so you can talk to people in the game if you want to. And you'll hear all kinds of weirdos and stuff and kids and whatever, but it just makes it really interesting. So you can taunt people, you know, outside of their base. Come on out, man. Or you can beg people for, I need a pickaxe or something like that, you know. So it's fun in that way. And I used to have a dedicated Rust server with tons of plugins and stuff. And I still got all the files and plugins, but I was hosting it myself, and then my ISP blocked the port that I need to open to host it. And they were like, if you want to open that port, you got to buy your own modem and all this stuff. So I just kind of let it go because it was starting to run into some money. But you can pay places like Pinehost to host it, so that's an option. But money, you know, try not to spend money every month on 4 or 5 different games, you know, for servers. Kind of gets up there. And then I would like to play some Dirty Bomb, but I think the master server is still down. And I messaged this is my server, it's called Teabag Funhouse, but you can see servers offline. But the admin panel and the ping still works, so I know the server's online at the host, which is Nitrado. And Nitrado cannot get in contact with Splash Damage, the people who made the game, to tell them that the database server is down. It's like, and they're like, we can offer you a refund, and in fact, we're not going to host this game anymore. I'm like, oh shit, we've been playing this for 10 years, and you're going to dump us because whatever. So I guess they're not making much money off of it, and they're just tired of that hassle. So that's unfortunate. We also have War Thunder. I play that in VR and get my butt kicked in that because I'm a noob. And I installed Call of Duty Warzone, but I've never played it. And also have Flight Simulator, but I don't have much use for Flight Simulator because Warzone I can fly and shoot stuff. Flight Simulator, you're just kind of looking around. There's not much to do in there. We got BeamNG, and I do play that multiplayer in VR sometimes, but not often. And then Battlefield Labs. That's Battlefield 6, which has not come out yet. I can't show that, but they have test weekends sometimes. We had one a couple weeks ago, so there may be more of that coming. And it was pretty good. They only had one map that I played, and it had tons of cover and smoke and debris and building collapsing, and so it was pretty realistic looking. It looked really good. It didn't run that great, but it looked pretty good. So that's going to be the successor to Battlefield 2042, and it'll probably be, they're probably going to try to get it out before Christmas, as they always do. All these companies trying to get that Christmas money, you know, from mom and dad. And so they'll probably try to rush it out before that, I'm afraid. That's what they always do. And also, I think GTA 6 is going to come out next summer or spring. And so that's forcing these people to cram these games out before GTA 6, because they know when GTA 6 comes out, everybody's buying that. They're not buying anything else. So that's kind of how the state of the union, so to speak. But anyway, follow and subscribe if you haven't already, and so you'll get a notification when I go back online. Probably do some Battlefield and some Forza tonight. if I had to guess right now. But if somebody's way into Rust, let me know. I definitely want to play that. And if somebody wants to see what body cam's all about, we can play that too, probably. Alright, GG's, I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to get some food and lay down for a minute, and then I'll get back on tonight. See ya.